You guys are getting an extra episode this week, and that's because we wanted to spend today remembering Agent Billy Clardy, or Officer Billy Clardy, whichever title you want to use, as he was both. He died December 6th, 2019, 6 years ago today. He was murdered in the line of duty, and we'll go into that story here during this podcast. His father also died in the line of duty in the same department on 5/3/78. And then Billy signed up, still wanting to do this job, and did it freaking well, man. It is hard to describe the positive impact that he had, not just on the police department itself, but on the community as a whole. He never gave up on a community. He knew how to catch a bad guy, and he was freaking good at it. But I've never seen anybody with such perseverance on believing in the good in people. And he was one of those people. And I think it was hard for us to all fathom his death because he was such a superhuman person. And I don't mean he was super strong or anything like that. He just was superhumanly positive and impactful in such a subtle way. He could change the whole attitude of a room in seconds. We're hoping that this podcast helps him live on and his name continue to be out there. And that's the purpose of these guests here today and what they hope happens. Also, a great way that he's able to live on is an act sponsored by State Representative Rex Reynolds. He got the Billy Clardy Act going, and that's an act that provides, at state level, the ability to complete a wiretap. It is able to cut the head off the snake, so to speak, before it gets a heck of a lot bigger and a heck of a lot more dangerous. So even after death, Billy Clardy is able to save lives every single fucking day. Now, before we go into our regular interview, I do have a clip of Billy Clardy. This is from an old interview that I did when he was on the anti-crime team. But in this little blip of what he says, you can tell where his passion lies. You can tell that he cares about those around him and that he cares about his community immensely. And, all right, take it, Billy.
I think the foundation of this unit is primarily focused on the different officers' past experience within the department. We've got some DUI, we've got some investigator, promote investigator, task force, community relations. So I think that bringing all these together, these entities together, will allow more proficient way of policing for this unit, a more professional unit, striving to learn what we can from each other. We spend more time here than we do with our families at home. Working with some of the younger guys, other officers, and it keeps me motivated because I'm a little older, so it gives me a little motivated.
So how old are you?
40 something.
This week's a little bit weird because we're going to have two guests on here. Oh, and Blake. How many years did you guys spend together in narcotics?
9.
Dang, he came up with it quick.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it is a really long time.
Yeah.
And Blake, how long have you been in there?
I have been in 14 years, I think.
Jesus, I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Yeah, it's 14.
Before we go into the main topic and who we want to talk about, what's something that has surprised you about being a cop?
The level of crime has significantly changed since the time I started to now.
Just gotten worse?
Yes, by far.
Have the crimes gotten worse, or just the number of crimes gotten worse?
Well, the crime has gotten worse, I think.
More violence?
Oh, yes.
Do you think it's because of the growth of the city?
Possibly. But then you got so many young people that don't care about nothing but themselves.
Yeah. And they just see that one little moment, and then they see something
Right.
into it, and it's violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Blake?
I don't really know if anything surprised me because I didn't really know anything about what I was getting into when I started. I think everything was a surprise to me when I started. I wasn't around anything bad growing up. I wasn't around drugs. I wasn't around anything criminal-wise. I didn't know anything about what I was getting into. I mean, I learned pretty quick, but I don't think there was any surprise.
Why do you guys think you both took the narc route?
I mean, I think once I started, the group I was around on Third Shift West, I worked with some really good guys, some proactive guys. And I think, once I started finding drugs on my own, it just became, I think that was addictive to me, being able to go out and find that stuff. And it became a passion pretty quick.
Yeah, you were definitely one of the most proactive, consistently proactive officers that I've ever known about in the department.
I mean, I tried to be. If I wasn't, I was bored.
Yeah, I just can't. I mean, even 8 years, that's a long time in there because I don't remember how many years. Mine was very short, but it was wow, this is exhausting after a few years. It is 24 hours a day. Crap.
100%. It's like, it's a lot, but, and I think it takes, it takes certain kinds of people to be able to do that job.
Oh, yeah. God. Ones that are actually want to do the job and are wanting to like go to work and find dope, as
Right.
opposed to the ones that are like, you need to do A, B, and C and do these 3 things before the end of the shift.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like the decades before I got there, our department was kind of just cruising along. And then all of a sudden, like, Golden died. And then it was just shitstorm after shitstorm. It's just been like that whole generation hit like a billion different times because the age span, other than Crumby, has been that same group of people. So I say a lot to say, do you think any of that shitstorm prepared you what happened with Billy?
No.
No.
No. I don't think,
Nah.
just you hear about those things and you're around them somewhat, but you're not right there while that stuff's happening. I don't think anything can prepare anybody for that.
I don't think anything can numb it out.
No.
I don't know if you know that, or I don't know if you remember this or not, but I was on the phone with you shortly before you guys went on the search warrant. Do you remember it all?
I don't.
I was on the phone with you because I was calling you about our incident that happened, and I was trying to figure out how to get another officer out of trouble. And I was like, let me call Blake. And you're like, hey, we're getting ready to go do this thing. And you're like, you want to come? And I was like, no, I got boring lieutenant shit to do. And then that's when it came out on the radio not too long after that. I mean, it was like a couple hours after that. But yeah, so I was actually on the phone with you a couple hours before and always regretted kind of not going.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's
whatever.
crazy. I don't remember a lot about that day, about stuff that happened prior to when that actually happened. But yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't think that you would. Where were you guys placed that day? Like, what was the? I guess what were you guys' plans that day? What were you guys gonna do?
So it had started, what, a few weeks prior?
Month.
A month prior. I had a CI that could get this guy. We didn't know who he was initially. All we knew he was from Chattanooga. He was going to order up a large amount of marijuana that dude was going to bring here. But before the big buy, we had acted like we wanted to purchase something smaller just so we could try to identify him and do some of that. We'd set up a buy for, it was
3 pounds.
3 pounds.
3 pounds.
Yeah. 3 pounds marijuana. And my CI was just going to be kind of like the middleman. He was setting up the meeting. And Mo was actually undercover. He was the UC. So we set up this buy, and the guy shows up. We end up meeting at Parkway Place Mall. Dude pulls up. Mo gets in the vehicle. Or did he get in the vehicle with you guys?
I got in the vehicle, yeah.
He got in the vehicle. Mo ended up buying the 3 pounds of marijuana from this guy. And we got a tag, and ultimately we were able to identify him off that buy, who he was. And then a month later, we set up this big buy for what was supposed to be 100 pounds of marijuana. It was just going to be a takedown. So like I said, it was my deal. So I was kind of in charge of setting up all the details of the operation. So we needed a house. The middleman said this guy didn't want to meet out like in public. He wanted to come to a house. So we had to come up with something. And Billy's wife, at that time, she was a real estate agent. Me and Billy talked, and he said, well, I think she can probably get us a spot to do this deal, which ultimately she was able to get us a house. So the plan was this guy's going to show up with 100 pounds of weed, and we're just going to try to take him down. But, plans kind of change in any type of operation like this. We knew he was supposed to be bringing this much. We did know that he had some violent history. He had ran from the police and some things like that. So when he showed up that day, the plan was we were going to try to get him out of his truck. It was going to be right around rush hour traffic. We didn't want him to be running and hurting one of us, hurting some innocent civilian. So the plan was we had me, Mo, and Billy go in this house that we had. And me and Billy were just kind of cover for Mo. Mo was still the UC. We wanted to get him out of his truck when he pulled up to come up towards the house. Then we're going to have guys move in and do the takedown while he was out on foot. He wasn't ever going to come into the house. That wasn't the plan. But ultimately, he pulls up, and where this house is at, there's not really a driveway. It's just a really small front yard with a tree out in the middle of it. Mo's is kind of towards the back of the house. Me and Billy are up towards the front, watching out the window. But he pulls up, sits for a minute. We're talking to the guys, letting them know, hey, he's parked. But we can't see if he's getting in, getting out, approaching the house, anything like that. Well, ultimately, I don't think he ever got out. I'm up front. Billy's behind, but we can't really see if dude's getting out. So I switched places with Billy. So I'm going back to try to verify that he's out of his truck so I can let the guys know. But he parked across the street first where we could see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could see him. Then he pulls and parks sideways up by this tree where we can see the truck, but we can't see him, what he's doing.
Do you think
So-
he did that intentionally, or
No, I don't think so. I don't think there was anything at that point that was planned. I mean, he was there to sell us 100 pounds of weed. But he parked across the street first because Mo walked out onto the porch just to let him know, hey, I'm here, to try to pull him out of the vehicle to get him to approach us so we could do the takedown. But instead of getting out, he pulls across the street. So, like I said, I was up front initially, but then he pulls across the street where I can't see him anymore, back over by the house. So I walk to where I can actually see, which puts Billy up front. But I could never see him. I never saw him get out of the vehicle. The way he was parked and positioned, I never saw him get out of the vehicle. We just hear a knock on the door. So now it's went from, hey, we're trying to do this takedown outside to he's about to come into the house. Door opens, and now Billy's up front where like I said, where I'd been. Door opens, he starts walking into the house. At this point, we have to reach. So Billy rounds the corner and immediately automatic gunfire. And Billy goes down immediately. You know, it's like I said, it's rapid automatic gunfire. It stops. I round the corner and he's gone. Like, I don't see him. Door is open. I can see the truck sitting outside. I know he's not from here. He's from Chattanooga. He knows nothing about Huntsville, Alabama. I didn't think he knew anything about Huntsville, Alabama. So my thought is he'd jumped in the truck. He just hadn't had time to pull off yet. I get to the door. I think he's in the truck. I fire a shot into the truck. About that time, I hear the other guys chasing him. I look out and see that he's actually not in the truck. And they've chased him down the street. At that point, I immediately go to Billy and start trying to work up Billy. You know, it's kind of a blur. I remember working on Billy for a while until somebody else walked in. I was ready for somebody else to take over. I know we loaded Billy up into, was it Brad's or Preston? Preston's car. And those guys transported Billy to the hospital. And I stayed on scene. I'm sure I'm leaving some stuff out, Mo, that you could probably fill in. But that's kind of how that played out.
how did you get to the hospital afterwards?
So I was there for a little bit. Several of us were there. I think Mo, Brad, and Preston went to the hospital with
Billy in the car.
Yeah. I was there with several other guys until Doug, who was a sergeant of the time, he was there, but he came up to us and we jumped in the car with him and he took us to the hospital. I don't remember who all was in the car with us, but I remember Doug drove.
So, Mo, what did you see from your angle? Because you were standing, you said, with him in the house, and then you were playing a different role. So did you?
Yeah. After I had told him he can come on in,
Yeah.
he said, okay. So Billy had my vest on. So I went to the front room and waited for the takedown to start.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at the door waiting, but I heard gunfire. I was like, oh, I can't go out there without a vest right now, you know? And then when I came out, after I heard Blake shot, I said, hey, I got to get in the fight. So Blake yells, where did he go? And I was like, he didn't go this way, come back to the back of the house. So he had to go back out the front. And that's where we saw Billy was trying to hang on.
Did you guys know, or did he have any kind of reaction, or was he out as soon as he hit that ground? I mean, did you guys get to have any kind of tug on the hand or like a look or anything?
Well, so immediately when the shots went out, Billy kind of spun around, and as he was going down, he said, I'm hit. And that's the last thing he said.
Did you guys know how bad it was when he was gone?
I mean, I think I knew. I think I didn't want to know. I think I was hoping, but in the back of my mind, I knew.
And you guys sat in that. So you guys went to the hospital and you guys sat in there for, felt like it was fucking forever before you guys actually found out.
Yeah. I don't even remember who came in and told us. I don't know if it was Izzo. I don't remember.
The chief came.
It was at the chief.
Yeah. Chief came.
So much of that stuff runs together at this point.
I can't remember. I know he was dead by the time well, I don't want to say I know, but I'm pretty sure he was dead by the time he got to the hospital because I got in there, rushed in there, and they were already not working on him anymore. But I can't, out of all the shit, I can't imagine the vehicle and the war scene that is. So I'm sorry that you guys had to experience it. That it's one thing to kind of see it on the after and know who all was there and kind of visualize it, and it's another to actually see it imprinted on your memory.
Yeah. I think, getting into this job, I think we all know that it's a possibility,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think we ever really think it's a possibility. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we ever think that's gonna happen to us. Like, we
No.
probably should, but
Yeah.
I don't think I ever really thought
No.
that was a possibility.
I mean, I think that's survival, right? It's always going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, well, that happened. It won't happen again for another few years at least.
Yeah.
Because we before that, what we probably had did over 100 takedowns.
Yeah.
You never know, and that was one of the times that wasn't a good time.
What do you think changed his mindset to do that? Did he have the 100 pounds on him?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I mean, I think with his history and what he would be looking at going back, I think that was just as soon as he saw it was the police, I think his mindset was my only option is to do this and try to get away. And that's the only thing I can guess.
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't even, he must have been ready because I wouldn't even think that he would have been that ready to shoot that fast.
For him to be able to shoot that fast, when he came in the door, he had to have that gun out.
That was fast.
He was, he wasn't from here. He'd met Mo one time. Like, I'm sure he was on high alert. And like Mo said, I'm sure he just had the gun in his hand, saw the police, and then that's all he felt like he could do at that point.
After Billy died, how long did it take for you guys to find that new normal after that? It's a unit that's that fucking close. I mean, obviously there's been some other stuff that's happened in that unit and crap, but that one, the way that it happened, and to be able to go do another search warrant and another takedown after that, what was that first takedown like, or that first search warrant like after that? Did you guys know when you did it, you're like, oh, this is a big fucking deal, we're gonna do this again now? Or
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those that happened obviously in December. Usually December's kind of slower for us anyways. After that happened, I think we were pretty much shut down the rest of the year. I don't remember how far into the new year that we actually did it. I mean, right after it happened, nothing that I have went through up until that point. There's been bad stuff, but nothing's going to slow me down. Nothing's going to deter me from doing this. But I'm not, like, there were thoughts like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know that I can do this anymore. But I think during that break, something just clicked and I was like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what we got to do. And it's what Billy would want us to do. The actual first takedown after that, I don't remember.
It was late in January.
What was it when it was?
It was late in January because
that's a long time span for you guys, because usually it's 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah.
So
because I'm almost 100% sure we didn't do much the rest of the year. When we came back after the new year, we tried to get into the swing of things, but it was slow. But I think around the end of January, we got back in it.
And I don't know that we prepared any different, because I think we prepared before that. Like,
yeah,
things change. Like, that didn't play out how we wanted it to, but it never does.
Right.
It very rarely does. Like, unfortunately, we don't get to make all the decisions on a drug deal like that. So that one played out. It's not how we planned it. We planned it as best as I think we could probably plan it. It just played out a different way. I think the planning was probably the same when we did the next one. I'm sure there was probably more nerves and more that, but I think the planning was probably the same.
Yeah, I'll give it to that team. You guys are thorough when it comes to the planning. I mean, you got any event, how it is, everybody's second guess, well, what went wrong? It's like, well, sometimes just shit goes wrong. There isn't anything in particular. It's just your guys are going up against bad guys, and bad guys do bad guys shit. So
I heard people say really dumb shit after that. Maybe not directly, but heard people saying, well, why didn't you have somebody up in the tree doing surveillance?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, these aren't just, like, these are other cops. I don't know what that would have changed.
They don't know.
I don't think there's anything we could have done that day to change what happened other than just not do the deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I will say for the record, if you ever told me to go get in a tree, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Whoever thought that was a fucking possibility?
Yeah.
I guess I think the other thing I heard was something about a file. That's the only other rumor I heard, was a file being on Billy's dashboard. And I think that's the only rumor that I heard.
A what?
File, like the file being on, or a file being on Billy's dashboard. And they're like, the bad guy probably saw the file.
No.
And that was the only rumor I ever heard. So.
The crazy part about that is Billy wasn't Billy's car wasn't even there.
No,
We were
he had one of those little, what you call them, cars.
we were in cool car.
Yeah, cool car.
So I don't know where that came from.
I don't either. People just say shit, but
Yes.
yeah, I'll say it in the way that it came out. I'm sure you know this. It sounded like it was somebody else, and the way that it was conveyed, and so nobody really knew for the first few seconds. That was a roller coaster trying to figure out who it was for everybody else. I mean,
I heard one of your other interviews, and I heard y'all talking about y'all thought it was somebody else, but I had no idea who everybody thought it was. I didn't.
The team thought it was me.
Oh yeah, I mean that would make sense.
Yeah.
Why they would, because that's a
Because
whole
I
other
know
thing.
Brad and Chad and them, they said they thought it was me because I was the UC.
Yeah, and you also didn't have a vest on.
Right.
I think it wasn't until I got on scene that I knew who it was.
Yeah.
Because I was a supervisor on that one. After that happened, how long did it take for you guys to clean out his office?
Well, he's still got an office. His office still has his picture, still has his name. We use it as we call it like I don't even know what we call it, like the Billy Clardy interview room. We have some equipment in there, but it still has a lot of his stuff in there. So as long as I'm there and have any kind of say, he'll always have an office.
You think it's weird? Because I knew the new team members are younger, but they've still been around there for a while. Do you think it's weird, these newer guys that come in here that have no idea who he is and what he's done and the legacy and stuff that Billy had?
I hope we can, and I think that's, we do this thing every December 6th. We've done it since it happened. We get together and we go to the cemetery. We go and hang out, have lunch with all the other stat guys. We want to keep that legacy going. We want everybody, even if they weren't a police officer or in stack at the time, we want them to know about Billy, to know about how important he was to us. So I know as long as me and Mo, and there's some others that are around, we're never going to let that die out. I will make sure that never dies out.
And it's also a good reminder for those young guys to understand what they're doing.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah.
You got to be on top of your game.
Yep.
No matter what you do. And, a lot of guys think just I can drive cool cars, have on jeans at work. It's cool. But hey, a lot of bad stuff comes with that.
What would you guys tell the new guys then? What's your cautionary tale to tell the new guys if you were to talk to a rookie or somebody, looking to get into it?
I mean, there's so many things I think that you could tell them just about the job in general. It's not just about that, because I mean that could happen in any job in the police department. But there's so many other things that can happen in that job. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen stuff happen. You need to be mature to have that job. It's not for everybody. You need to have. It needs to have some. So it needs to be somebody with a lot of integrity. It's a dangerous job to have. You have to be on your game 100% of the time. So I don't know if there's anything specific I would tell them, but it definitely takes the right person.
Yes. You got to be mature in this job, and you got to know who you are, because if you're not prepared for what can happen, it won't be good for you. Mentally.
And when I say mature, we're the most immature group in the
I was going to say, immature, comedic-wise.
Yes, but we know the time and place.
Yeah.
Right.
When the game is real.
Yes.
When you get to play. So what haunts you the most about that day? I know that you guys said that the planning and everything is on point, because I concur, you can't fucking plan for everything that happens. What is something that haunts you about that particular one? Or what's an image that particularly plays over and over and over again?
I mean, for me, I think everything about that day haunts me. One, it was my deal. Feel a lot of responsibility. I mean, I blame myself. I still blame myself a lot. You can't say it because, I mean, it just is what it is, but I still do say it. Like, it should have been me. I was the guy up front until I moved to go try to see him get out of the car. Like, it should have been me. And Billy, he died for me. Billy will always be my hero, like 100%. So that haunts me. And just the image, like, that will be something that I will never forget. It's every single day.
I think thing that haunts me the most, because I think about it all the time, I should have locked the door. When I went out, he was sitting in the truck, and I went out and told him he can come on in. I should have locked the door.
And I've thought about that too, Mo, but at the end of the day, had it played out like that, it probably would have been somebody else, not Billy.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
I don't think it would have changed
his
the tragic
mindset.
situation.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot his way out.
Yeah.
So you guys are aware of this. The last conversation I had with Billy, we talked about supervision, all this other crap, and he talked about his goals for me, all that other stuff, as he does, because he tries to inspire everybody else around him. He was, and he named both of you guys, so fucking happy to be on that team. He was so fucking happy to be on there with you guys, and I think he downplayed it a little bit, but you know how he's so like peppy all the damn time.
Yeah.
He was God, he was like a little kid in a candy shop, just being over there and being in there. So I think he went out with who he would have wanted to go out with. You know what I mean? I don't think he would have had it another way with who was there and stuff. So
And that's something else that, I've kind of blamed myself for. I picked who was in the house with us that day. I picked Mo. I picked Billy. So I blame myself for that. But then I think if I hadn't have picked Billy would have been pissed that I hadn't picked him. So, I had guys in there that I trusted.
what was something after the emotions had subsided that still fucking pissed you off about the way that it was handled?
I think things could have been handled probably better. I think there's all the way up until the trial, even at the trial, I don't know that the support wasn't really there.
Like with the department or with the
command staff.
Gotcha. So how was it mishandled? Or
I don't know if it was mishandled. It was just, I guess I was expecting something like that happening, and you got guys that were there that were going through a pretty rough time. The chief at that time, I don't remember ever talking to him.
What?
I don't remember him ever reaching out.
Yeah.
What?
And like I said, not the chief we have right now, because he did. The chief we have right now did reach out. He's one of two. The others is Ken Brooks, who I love to death.
Yeah, he's good.
But nobody really reached out. And even during the trial, when one, you should be there for Billy, but two, you should be there for us. I mean, that was, besides the actual event, that was the toughest part of me ever being a cop, that trial. Having to get up there and relive it and watch it over and over and over again.
You guys had body cams? Gee, I didn't know that.
And there wasn't a lot of support there then either. So I think that could be fixed. I think that should be fixed. Like, if an event like that happens, you should be backed.
Yeah, it's the command staff to make sure that event like that happen, to make sure the troops are taken care of. The troops are supported. And no, we wasn't supported in that. Of course, yes, they had the counselors to come the week after and talk to us. 95% of us are alpha males. We're not going to talk to no counselor. But if we see the command staff is supporting us during this troubling time, it helps you. It helps you. And we didn't have that. And I think somebody had to ask where was the command staff during the trial, first day of the trial. And, that's not good.
Do you think that they were being cowardice, or do you think that they just didn't know what to say, so they were avoiding the situation?
I think they just didn't give a hoot.
Yeah. You can say fuck on here if you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
I will say the first day or two, the chief wasn't there, but he had something going on. He did show up and was there for deliberations and all of that. And there were some other guys there. There were some retired, administration. I'll say his name. Izzo was there. Jerry was there. So we had some, but you would think in an event like that, there would be a lot of people.
Yeah, something that you put on your calendar.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I got to be there.
I mean, even if it's not for us, you got a guy that paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Show respect.
You should be there.
Yeah.
I don't recall anything even coming out about it. I don't know if they didn't want to crowd the place or what, but I don't remember anything saying like, hey, you guys can show up and do this or anything. It was just like under the radar. I mean, and I kind of wish that they had said something like, hey, listen, even if you're just there with your patrol cars, let's show some fucking support.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, no, that communication was never sent out. And I don't know. I feel like half the time people just want to move forward past the event. They're like, oh, it happened. Okay, we got to push on forward and then we're going to be able to get past it.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that shit, I mean, it haunts all of us today, different shit.
Yeah.
If you don't address it properly, then you're going to have a lot of fucking problems in the future in your department.
I just hope it's fixed in the future. I mean, there's one that will be coming up here soon, within a year or two, I would think. And hopefully it will get better for that.
Because it's a good showing when we're the troops and your bosses are there, support us. It's a good look. It's a good feeling for us to say, okay, these guys are with us. Well, if they're not,
Yep.
You'd be wanting to shoot them a bird because you're feeling some kind of way. Maybe they wasn't as close to Bill as we were, but hey, we lost a brother, and it'll make you feel some kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a simple thing. Show up for your guys. I don't know why that's a fucking hard concept, but what is your favorite memory about Billy then? That you can tell. that you feel like he might like you to tell.
There's so many. There was a New Orleans trip that we took. There's a lot of
man.
from that.
that couldn't be taken to court. Or
any night, like me and I knew Billy. Like I knew him. I'd been around him, but I didn't know Billy before he got in Stack. I hate to even say this. When Billy put in for Stack, we as a team we get a vote. It doesn't mean they listen to us, but we get to vote. I would never want Billy to know this. I didn't vote for Billy just because I didn't know him.
Yeah.
And that's the worst vote I've ever made, I think. Like, because he's one of the best guys I've ever worked with in my life. Talk about somebody that was always there. And if he wasn't there, I can remember calling him at 2 or 3 in the morning and saying, "Hey, can you come in?" And he was there. Like, he never said no. So yeah, that was a terrible vote on my part. But when he was there, we wrote a lot together, a whole lot. So we were together all the time. And any night there was something funny, something crazy. I don't think there was probably a single night that there was something not really good memory made with Billy.
Yeah, Billy and I, we were CROs together.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about it. Community resource officers.
and we had some good times. And when Billy said he wanted to come to Stack, I knew he would be a good person for it.
I'm surprised it didn't go earlier. I thought that, I guess he was you guys were CROs on North.
Yeah.
And I thought he would have gone in there before I did. I thought for sure he was, but he loved working with you doing that community resource officer stuff. I think he just loved anything he did. I remember him, we were chasing after somebody and this guy was fucking fast through Butler Terrace. And all of a sudden, he grabs a BMX bike and starts doing tricks trying to chase this guy. I had no idea that dude did BMX. Apparently, Billy was really good on a BMX bike. No idea.
It's funny you say that. We were at a hotel on North Parkway one night. There was just a random bicycle. It was outside somebody's room, and he got on there and started doing tricks in the parking lot. Yeah.
It's like, how many skills do you got, man?
Remember the search warrant we did over there on the, I think it was on the ABC streets. Dude jumped out the back window, and Billy dove head first out the back window and rolled. Like he was, he was legit.
So he Supermaned it out of the window,
straight out the back window.
See, that's the stuff in movies, and it's like, no, that shit really hurts. You don't do it in real life. He did it.
Yeah, he was. He's one of the funniest guys I've ever been around.
He was one of those guys you just thought would always be there. Like he would. That one reverberated throughout the entire city because he made such an impression on everybody that he came in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard anybody, even like I said, even before I knew Billy, I never heard anybody say anything bad about Billy.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I agree. So what do you think Billy would want for both of you guys now?
Keep kicking ass.
I concur, yeah. I think he'd be happy with the path both of you guys chose.
I think he'd be glad if Mo came back to Stack.
Yeah, I think that's what he'd be glad about too.
Can't take naps in Stack.
Is that the Billy interview room? Is the nap room in there? I think he'd be fucking happy for both of you. But what do I know? He did teach me the ways of North, taught me how to hunt dope. He's probably the reason that I even was able to play the dope game a little bit that I did, is because he taught me how to go get that shit. So that's why I still can't believe he waited so long to be a narc.
Yeah, because I think that's the first time he put in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so.
Most people then put in 6-7 times, exception I mean, did either of you guys put in more than once?
Not just
I only
once.
put in once.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm the one. I think I put in 4 times.
I put in a bit of dog handler, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was weird. I was like, he's going to handle the dog?
I never wanted to.
Yeah.
That's just my way.
Just so you know, everybody knew. You could tell when you're like, fucking Sadie.
I was responsible for getting rid of the canine unit in the stuff.
Do you remember after our incident when we had to go to South Precinct and then talk about it and shit, and then our sergeant at the time called about your dog being dead in the truck?
Yeah, he wanted to make the day worse. And
I was like, but also you didn't seem that upset about the dog.
Who's the sergeant?
So me and Tess had that tragic incident.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we were done getting interviewed, the sergeant called me and acted like, because we had to leave my car on scene. and the dog was in there, and he acted like the dog had died right after that. Jesus,
Still getting
could the day get
debriefed.
any worse?
It is so fucked up. I was so mad. I was like, this is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
That was another bad day.
Yeah, no, not nearly. But yeah, I mean, we got gallows humor and shit, but when you're still in the middle of it, that one surprised me.
Yeah.
All right, so when you guys first started, what was the first incident where you realized, like, oh shit, this is fucking real? It's not just cops on TV or just like the handy dandy, like fucking neighborhood cop, where you guys were actually in the midst of it, you know, where you're like, oh shit, this.
You're talking about stack in general. You're talking about
No, just policing in general.
I learned that like the first night. I was
Yeah.
I was with Tim on third
Oh,
shift,
shit.
which meant I was with Mike on third shift.
Oh, God, yeah.
I learned immediately. I mean, it was amazing, but I learned quick.
First hour.
Yeah. I think we were in fight the first night.
Did they let you fight, or did they just stand there and watch with their popcorn and let you fight?
No, it was third shift was a. What about you, man?
Yeah. I was in the FTO phase in Glen Park. There was a guy going for a knife, and I knocked him out.
With the fist or with something else?
With the fist.
Was that just a reaction, or you're like,
yeah, because the knife was on the table and we was in between,
and
I couldn't let him get the knife. But you know, I was older, so
when you started,
how
old were you when you started?
30.
Yeah, you're an old man by that point for
Oh,
police.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So I just knew, you know, you can't let nobody get something on you.
Yeah.
And I hit him, and then the FTO called his supervisor and said, "Hey, we can cut this guy loose now."
He's good.
But no, I knew policing was dangerous. I knew policing was something that was an admirable job, and I wanted to do it, you know, because I believe in doing things right, and somebody got to do this job, and I knew I could do it.
I think you do it okay. You're like a 6 out of 10.
Mo's a 10.
He's a 10. Both of you guys are 10. So then after you guys got in, you kind of got your own cadence and everything. When did you figure out that you like chasing dope? I'm guessing Blake, it was immediately.
I mean, I knew early on when I was in the FTO phase, but then I got cut loose on 2nd South, and I was only there for like a month.
I was gonna say, I couldn't imagine you on 2nd South.
I thought that's where I was going to end up, and luckily I got sent back to 3rd Shift West, and then once I was there, I learned pretty quick that that's what I loved.
Did you know what weed smelled like before you became a cop?
I mean, yeah, I'd smelled it, but I never smoked it. I'd never done any drug. I knew the smell. I didn't know what anything looked like. So seeing it for a few minutes in the academy.
Oh, yeah. That's what I find weird, the people that become narcs that have literally never seen drugs before, and then that's their thing, their expertise.
Yeah.
Mo?
I rode with Blake after I got in the stack, like 2 weeks in a row. And before then, I was never drug driven. But you ride with Blake for 2 weeks, and if your ass is not drug driven, you are sick. But it's good because drugs manifest 90% of the crime. So if you can eliminate that, you're doing good.
How has the introduction of fentanyl now being fucking nuts affected everything?
I mean, it goes in waves. When it first, you know, I'd only seen heroin one time I saw it once when I was in patrol, which was the only time I'd seen it, then came to stack and didn't see it for years. And then once they kind of locked in on trying to stop the epidemic with pills, that's kind of when it exploded back. And it was just heroin initially. And then all of a sudden, fentanyl came along, and, you know, we were scared to death of it initially. And then I think we kind of learned that, yeah, it's dangerous, but it's not, if I accidentally touch it, I'm going to die. Like, it's not that. But there for a long time, we were having overdose after overdose after overdose. And, you know, it still comes, like I said, it still comes in waves. We still get that. But it doesn't seem like there is a ton of fentanyl out there, but it doesn't seem like the overdoses are to the extreme they were a couple of years ago.
I was going to say, because I think the first time I saw what I would then call significant amount of heroin was, of course, on one of your search warrants. And it was like, holy shit, that's heroin.
That's the first time I'd seen a lot. Yeah, nobody expected
for
that to be there, but yeah.
And I was like, what, I guess it was like 2015-ish, maybe? I don't fucking remember. But
it started in 11. When did you come to SAC?
I don't remember. My timeline's all messed up.
2012. Yeah, it may have been 2013, 2014, something like that.
I know you got that guy come from Tennessee real late one night. And he had a half a kilo.
Oh yeah, that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody's like, it's coming. We're like,
Yeah,
fucking hit.
Yeah, it just kind of hit all of a sudden.
So then if either you guys, because both, kids and all, but I don't know, you got grown ones, but say, you got a younger kid that is wanting to follow through your guys' footsteps and be a cop. You guys 100% on board with this, or are you going to say go be a firefighter?
I would never say go be a firefighter. I know Bo's got a firefighter son, but I would say something else maybe. I would never push my son to be a cop. I mean, I think it's a great job. I love my job. Like, I know I say this, I know people say it, but I've never thought of it as a job. Like, I can't remember many days where I went into work, or if any days I went into work where I just didn't want to be there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a great job, but I don't know. Things have changed. So I don't know that I'll ever say, hey, please go do this. Mm-hmm. If they ever came to me and said, this is what I want to do, I would support them, but I would never try to steer them that direction.
Yeah, I don't know why my oldest son decided to be a firefighter. I have no idea. But today's time, I wouldn't push him to be a law enforcement.
I think there's a lot of people that say the same thing, like, oh yeah, I'll be fucking proud if my kid wants to do that, cool, but I wouldn't wish it. I hope that that's not something she wants to do.
We know the other side, like the bull crap part of it, politics of it. It's a different job than it was when I started.
Who do you think's going to be able to fill these shoes then? Because I'm just saying there's not going to be another Billy, right? We get the new guys, and I don't want to downplay the fucking awesome cops they're the younger guys too. I mean, they've got their own personalities and shit, but I am scared to get old in the neighborhood with seeing how the policing is going.
There's some really good ones out there. It just seems like there's maybe I don't know. It seems like there may be less that are as proactive as we were. I mean, there are still some that are really proactive, but when I first came to Stack, I could tell you every side of town, each shift. If we need something from patrol, these are the guys that or girls that we want to be there. Mm-hmm. And now I really don't know anybody. And that may just be my fault. Like I've been in Stack so long, I don't know a lot of the people, but it does seem like there's less proactive guys than there used to be.
Do you think it's because they're scared or just like their motivation?
I think it's a mixture. I think some people are just lazy and just want to do the job just so they can say they're a cop. But that's always been a thing.
It's weird when it's sexualized. That part I never got. I'm like, ooh, is being a cop sexy? I never thought so. Mm-hmm. In real life, it's not fucking sexy at all.
There's definitely a lot of that. People do that just for the status, I guess. I don't know what the status is, but I think a lot of it is they're scared. Not scared of getting hurt, not scared of doing the job, just scared of what may happen on the back end if something goes wrong.
Yeah. Somebody replaying a video in an office that's air conditioned and sterile.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a different world. It's a different world with the young kids now that's in this field.
I think body cams changed a lot. Not that people were scared of they were doing something wrong on body cam. It just I think it changed a lot about how policing was done.
Yeah.
Not that it's a negative thing. I actually like having body cam now.
It can save you.
Yeah.
It can save you. But years ago, when we didn't have body cam, you could police different, and it was effective.
And your word meant something.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you said it. Where's the video?
Yeah. If you don't have it now, you might as well not even go to court.
Yeah, remember back when the videos were you'd have to get out of the what is it, like so many yards of your car when it disconnects? Wait, okay, we're far enough. Connected anymore. So what about home lives and policing? How has, obviously, Billy, but all the other kind of turmoil, did you guys see that affecting you at home and then having to kind of change your actions and either go to therapy or sit on something and realize that you need to process it, or maybe step away and go on a vacation far the fuck away from everything, or dive back in?
I mean, it definitely affected my home life. I'm divorced from when that happened. I'm remarried, but yeah, I mean, I think it changed. It definitely changed me. There's no doubt. I probably should have went to therapy if we're being honest, but like Mo said, I mean, I'm sure some guys do that, but it's hard to get one of us to admit we probably need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And my age helped me out a lot, because being in the military before I became a police officer, I was involved in things in the military where you saw death, and you learn how to deal with those ups and downs, and where a lot of guys younger don't understand it yet. and my age helped me out a lot. And my wife knows that if something wrong, we always talk about it, and we talked about it, and you got to go forward.
Also, that with the newer generation, they are so much better about that shit. They're like open and almost not braggy, but it's just like, yeah, let's just say it. Hopefully that's changed with the next generation. Even myself being an advocate, that is extremely hard to admit and go out to. But I guess this next generation has found it to be a success. So we've all obviously lost somebody before, a very dramatic event. How did that affect you differently than Billy's did? And I know obviously it's two completely different events. One was suicide, one was murder. But how did the reverberations, how did the recovery effort, or was it just so different that you couldn't even, it's just two totally different things?
For me, it was two totally different things. I was close with Rush. Rush was my friend. But we weren't hanging out every night in the same vehicle every night. Obviously, it still hurt. And there were guys in the unit that were closer to Rush than I was.
Mhm.
But I think it's different how it played out. Both were traumatic, but Billy's was different. Billy was out there doing his job, and he gave it all without getting into the other. To me, it was just totally two different things. I don't know how to word that best.
And I was also partners at CROs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that he was up there with you
Yeah,
too.
and I got to know Rush, and Rush was the type of person that if he put his mind to it, he could do it, no matter what it was. From shooting a 65 on the golf course to bench pressing 400 pounds. If that's what he wanted to do, he could do it. His life changed, and I watched it change because of the things he wanted to do for himself in life. And some things you have to take a step back sometime instead of pushing yourself to an uncaused limit. And he pushed himself to that limit. And it was nobody's fault but him, his own fault for pushing himself so hard. But as far as his situation and Billy's, yeah, totally different. Billy was doing his job, working his butt off. Not saying that Rush wasn't, but it was just a different path.
Do you think that Rush dying kind of opened the wound with that squad? Like, fuck, this is some fucked up shit. And then Billy happened, and it was kind of worse. It's because that's highly unusual, at least for our department, for those two traumatic events to happen so fucking close.
Yeah.
Because when Rush died, it was like, okay, almost in my head, I'm like, oh, we're done for a little bit now. Nobody's gonna die for a while, and then they do. So
I mean, Rush has definitely opened the wound, but then like you said, that was a horrible traumatic event. And I think obviously it shocked all of us when that happened. Nobody thought that was possible.
mm-mm.
But then when Billy's happened, it was just, it's totally different. I don't know that it compounded anything. It was totally different. It felt totally different. Like it was still, again, Rush's was horrible. This was just on a different level.
Did you guys feel jinxed?
I don't think so.
I don't
I
know.
don't think so. Because Billy's we were working. Rush just was, I don't want to say it was selfish, but he was an alpha male also that needed help and didn't get it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And Billy, like Blake say, just on a totally different level when you're working and that happened.
What would you guys tell Billy today if that hadn't happened, or what's something that you wish that you had told him that you didn't get a chance to, that you don't think he maybe knew about himself or.
Billy was humble. He knew how good he was. He knew. Maybe I should have told him that more. Obviously, if I could tell him now, I would. I think I would tell him I'm sorry. I wish I could tell him, that I love him. But I don't think I have to tell him how good he was. He knows he knew how good he was.
He was a person that you could always count on. You can always count on. I can still recall one night I was working late and had been watching the car for over an hour. And it was like 3 guys in a car. And 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to stop a car by yourself. So I called Billy and asked him, I said, where you at, Billy? Billy said he's almost home. I said, okay, all right, don't worry about it. But I went ahead and stopped the car when they got to moving. And when I got out the car, walking up to this car, and I looked back, Billy was, he was sliding in there. And I was like,
Yep.
that's who Billy was. You could count on it.
Yeah. There aren't many out there that that'll be there for you like he was. But I don't think there could be that many more of them.
No, there's not.
Final question then. Why never leadership for either of you guys?
I'm not gonna say I've never thought about it, and I'm not saying I'm some great narcotics guy, but I just felt like this is what
You're
I'm
a
supposed
great
to do.
narcotics guy. Ugh.
I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. I feel like I can make more of a difference here than I could in a leadership position. I don't know that I would love being in a leadership position. I love doing this, and I feel like I'm the most senior guy in the unit at this point. I feel like I am kind of in a leadership position with the guys, an unofficial leadership position.
Many, many years ago, that was my aspirations at the time, being married. But my wife and I, we discussed things.
Yeah.
And I told her, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the sergeant's test. And she said, okay. And she's like, what do that entails? I said, I'm going to have to probably go back to second or third shift. And she's like, ah. She said, I don't think you need to do that. I was like, well, it'll be more money. And she was like, there's nothing else you can do to make it. And from that point, I knew she didn't want me to go back to second or third shift.
Yeah.
Because
it's hell.
Our youngest son was young. And I was like, okay, I won't. I'll do something different. And that's why I went into schools and then became a CRO and all that. But when my baby son was older, I talked to her about going to stack. And she was like, what do that entail?
First, second, and third.
All shifts.
I said, I'm going to be working all the shifts then, baby. But she was like, well, the baby's older, and
Yeah.
he was driving and all that. So she was okay with it. But yeah, I wanted to go up the ladder because I wanted to make a difference.
Yeah.
Because I saw how so many supervisors wasn't making a good difference. And it was probably good I didn't, because they probably wouldn't let me went further. I mean, went too far up the ladder.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, that guy right there, he bucks the system too much.
You have too much of an opinion, sir.
Yeah.
Well, you guys probably don't know this, but I once had a hit out on my life where I was worth, I think, like $200. It's about on West 2nd, and just because I was annoying the shit out of the bad side of town, and they're like, I'm $200 if you guys kill her. So I say that to say, how many times? Because I know Blake has. How many times have you had a hit out on you? And Mo, I don't know if you have or not. So.
If I did, I didn't know.
I knew about 2 that were, we think, somewhat valid. 2 times where the SWAT team actually had to come sit on my house. I've heard about multiple others, but I think I could say that at least 2 that were somewhat reliable.
Do you know what the money point was on it?
I don't know anything about the money side of it.
Sure, it was more than 200. I'm like, motherfuckers, Jesus Christ! Did you have a red dot on you at one point?
I did. I guess that's what I was told. Parking lot of Visions. We were there on some random stop.
It's a strip club for those that aren't around here. And it was off duty.
No. I was definitely on duty. But we were on a stop, and we had a female, and she had weed. Anyways, nothing happened. It was a normal stop. Months later, maybe even longer than that, we had a guy who was in the jail that wanted to come talk. He was brought to the stack office, and he told us the details of that night. Like, he was obviously there. He knew what was going on. He said that he was in a vehicle with a couple other guys, and that actually at one point, one of the guys in the car pulled out a pistol and had a red dot on the back of my head. And the ringleader of that group, who ultimately I ended up putting in prison, even though he might have saved my life. Ultimately, he told the guy, look, we're on video. You don't need to do that right now. So I didn't see it, obviously, but I was told it was there.
Yeah, that would fuck with me a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it did for a little bit.
So we used to joke about, oh, what's SWAT doing? Oh, I guess they're sitting out on Blake's house again.
Yeah.
Did you feel safer with him being out there?
Yeah, I mean, I was, at that time in Stack, we were working till 3 or 4 in the morning every night anyway. So
what do you mean at that time? That has been your consistent level.
I've slowed down a little bit as far as the late hours. I mean, there's still nights, but it's not every night. There for a long time, for years, it was at least 4 nights a week. But It was more about I felt safer for my family than
Yeah.
I was more worried about them than me.
Well, I think you might hold the record for that then, probably.
It's a great record.
It means you're working your ass off, though. I just know everybody that doesn't know your name still gets mad when somebody gets pulled over and they're like, talk to Blake. It's like, or, but I like, just shut up.
I still get calls of people who have said my name that I don't even know who they are. Like, they'll just make it up.
Yeah. I think the best I got is somebody asked about some girl named Keisha because that was a name I used a lot.
I remember that.
Well, I'm going to put this out on the December 6th. In memory of Billy. Is there anything you guys want to say about Billy before I close it out?
We're coming up on the 6th anniversary. Luckily, 2 years ago, we finally got as much closure as we could get when he was convicted and obviously got the death sentence. So we got some closure. It will always be there. We'll never forget that. This will be the 6th year that we get together to remember Billy. And it's for Billy, but it's also, I think it may even be more so for us. It's important for us to be able to get together, to be with each other. So, we're going to keep doing that. Just trying to keep his name out there. And, like I said, if I could say anything to him, obviously it'd just be, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you. This isn't for me. I want as many people that can hear about Billy as possible. If I can help that, I want to be a part of that.
I think this is a good way to do it. Thanks for coming on, and fucking love and respect both of you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, anytime. Castle thanks you too. He'll go lick your faces now.
He's got an erection, Muff.